Ross Pearson's with us, Yahoo, ESPN Radio 1100. Tell people where you live and kind of in relation to some of the other major fighters around the UK.
I live right up in the northeast of England. Maybe it's about an hour and a half from the Scottish borders, a town called Sunderland. I live about 10 minutes away from Newcastle Metro Arena, where BJ Penn fought Joe Stevens.
Okay.
I think that was UFC 89.
So, like, where in relation to, say, like, where Bisping's training, where a guy like Hardy's training?
I also train where I travel down to Nottingham at the Rough House Gym, which is about 3 hours drive for me. Dan Hardy lives and trains in Nottingham, and that's Midlands. It's about 3 hours drive.
Nottingham's also, Carl Froch? Is that where he's from?
Carl Froch is from Nottingham. Actually, Nottingham's quite a big city on the combat sports, and there's a lot of good fighters coming from out Nottingham at the minute. So
who's bigger in the UK right now, Bisping, Hardy, or, say, Carl Froch?
At the minute, obviously, we UFC 105 coming up, obviously, Bisping and Hardy. But, Carl Froch is a big name as well. He's doing well.
And it's and you can explain to the American audience, it's a big deal anytime UK fighters do well around the world and internationally, because for a long time there really wasn't, anything to hang your hat on, and all of a sudden now with MMA and with some of the boxers emerging, it's becoming a pretty cool time right now, a pretty cool era in the UK.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of UK sport athletes in boxing, mixed martial arts that's coming through. It's a fantastic time to be around the sport, Like I said, there's a lot of good guys out there, and there's a lot of good guys coming through. That's obviously seeing what we've achieved getting into UFC, the things what Bisping have achieved and Dan Hardy have achieved, and it's just inspiring other fighters to believe in themselves and go out and be there, out and do that. So it's a great time for UK sport.
Now, those three guys I mentioned, yourself, are any of you guys more famous than Alex Reed?
To be quite honest, no, I don't think anyone's as famous as Alex Reed. I mean, you guys over in the US know Alex Reed, and he hasn't even fought in the UFC.
We barely know him. We just know he's with the big-breasted chick who was on the MTV reality show, so good for him.
Yeah. Well, that's obviously good for him. I mean, his fighting career isn't doing too well, but
that's what I heard.
But he's doing well with the ladies.
Would you want that? Would you want all of a sudden to be like the middle of the storm, the eye of the storm with the British media all the time?
As much as obviously as what he gets it, I mean, yeah. I'm a pretty quiet person, laid back person, so I think that would affect me and the way I would be able to train. I mean, I'm not all about how famous I can get. I'm not really about. I'm not in this sport to be famous, I'm in this sport because I love this sport. I'm in this sport because I just love competing, The fame aspect of it is a bonus, to be honest with you, but it's not why I got into the sport,
I got to tell you, I kind of feel like they're jumping you up pretty freaking high right off the bat. Not to say that you're going to lose the fight to Aaron Riley, but this is no easy assignment.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Aaron Riley's no joke, he's a serious competitor. He's been around the sport a long time, and like you said, he is a big step up for us, and it is a good test. I mean, it's a very hard test, but them's the kind of fights that I think I excel at. The bigger the test, the bigger the reward. And I think Aaron Riley will bring out the best in me.
So, is this the kind of guy you want to stand there and slug with, or does he have holes in his ground game? Because I know he likes to stand.
Yeah, I've watched Aaron's fight. He's a very good, well-rounded fighter. He likes to stand and bang. He likes to clinch, wrestle, and take down and ground and pound you. I think my striking's at a different level to what his striking is. I think he relied too much on him being a southpaw and other fighters not being able to counter him being a southpaw. But I've fought southpaws many times before, and I think we've got about 5 in the gym who I'm training with constantly, so I'm well prepared for that.
All right, so what's the pre-fight lead-up going to be for you, like on Wednesday and Thursday when you're around a guy like Randy Couture?
when I'm around Randy, I don't know, I've never. Randy's a hero of mine, I'm so excited to meet the guy, It'll be just like meeting a movie star, you know what I mean? Because he is, I'm so excited to meet him.
Now I heard you're doing a little more than meeting him though. Do you have a poster of Couture?
Yeah, I've got a poster on my wall of Randy and the UFC. I've asked the UFC if they'll get Randy to sign it for us, and hopefully I can get a photograph with him.
Do you have to ask the UFC? You just can't walk up to him yourself?
No, I was talking to one of the guys under the UFC, and he's going to sort that out, hook us up with meeting him and everything. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That's awesome. See, that's funny because I think people lose sight of the fact that there are legends of the sport, and for the younger guys coming up, it is really cool to be on the same card as some of these guys.
Yeah, man. I mean, I started off watching UFC in the early days, and it was all Randy Couture. I've watched every one of his fights, and he's nothing but a hero. He's an inspiration of mine, I mean, and then to finally fight on the same card as him, I mean, how many chances am I going to get to do that? I mean, I was as excited I was finding out that I was fighting Aaron Riley as I was when Randy Couture was announced as the main event.
That's very cool. Well, let's close on this. The last thing I want to mention, back to the Riley fight. This fight to me has potential fight of the night written all over it, which means you can get a huge bonus. How big are the bonuses to the guys coming up? Because I don't know if you saw that. I don't know how much you follow the blogosphere from over in the UK, but Pat Barry was on the last card, and Pat's a kickboxer, and he's trying to work his way over at 30 years old, and he was saying he basically, before the fight card, before his fight against Hardonk, that he was going to get evicted from his apartment. I mean, he was really down on his luck, and the guy wound up winning, knockout of the night and fight of the night. He got $120,000. How big are these bonuses to guys like yourself, and how many guys are in that position where you're really kind of scrapping, fight by fight, check by check?
I mean, I'm in the exact same position where I'm not getting evicted. I mean, I still live with my parents, that's how I'm living at the minute. I mean, I'm still getting funded a lot through my parents, they're still basically looking after us. I still live under their wing at the minute. Obviously, to get fight the night bonus, whatever, knockout of the night, submission of the night, it's that kind of money to me is like, it's life-changing, and that just gives us the inspiration to fight that little bit that harder, want it that much more, because that's on the line.
That's cool. Who's the disciplinarian in the family? Who was the disciplinarian, mom or dad?
Oh, it's definitely my mom.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So did she give you the nickname the Bulldog, or did you get most of your Bulldog tendencies from her?
No, it was Dana White come up with the Bulldog. I don't know where that comes from.
Oh, there you go.
My fight name's the real deal.
No, maybe you get one of the awards and you can move out. If you got an award, would you move out anytime soon, or are you planning on staying there for a while?
No, I'm actually planning on moving out. I'm 25 now. I think I've overstayed my welcome.
Believe me, if my parents would have me, I'm pushing 40. I'd be living at home. Screw it. It's cheaper, right?
Yeah, it's good, man. My mom's a top quality chef. She looks after me diet well.
All right, good deal. What do they do about chicks? Can you bring them home, or what do you have to do?
I have to tell them to be out one night.
Very nice, very nice. Hey, Ross, we appreciate it. Good luck. This is going to be a damn good fight. We're looking forward to the fight card. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
No problems, man.